What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we've got the man Cricket Raz once again. We've got when greed reigns supreme at the 1992 World Cup semi-final, South Africa versus England. This is like Cricket Raz's most viewed video. It's got like 5 million views. Wow. I don't know why I mentioned that. I'll edit that out. But hey, if you guys are new, subscribe. If you don't know who Cricket Raz is, go to the link in the description. Leave the man a subscription. Go like all these videos. He's a legend. Great content. Hey, if you guys are new, well, I've already said that. Let's check it out. Jeez.
All it took was 12 minutes to convert a thrilling semi-final of a World Cup
Not out.
into the greatest farce ever to be enacted in cricket.
Really?
To go from 22 runs in 13 balls to 22 in 7 to finally 22 in 1 ball.
Huh? They didn't
without
hit
a
one
single
run?
ball being played.
Wait.
Cricket
Wait,
was
what?
being laughed at. And what truly pisses me off is that all of this could have been avoided.
Oh.
But they didn't. Because of money.
Oh shit.
This is the story of the day. Greed killed cricket. So our story begins late in 1991. South Africa had just come out of its 22-year exile from cricket due to its apartheid laws and was slowly beginning to regain its cricketing presence. Still, the chances of them playing in the upcoming World Cup to be held in Australia and New Zealand seemed minimal.
It was something that,
Is that Gary Kirsten?
we could only dream about. Being part of that very first ICC World Cup in '92 and going to Australia and New Zealand was something immense.
Firstly, because the time frame was too small, but more importantly, because apartheid laws were still not repealed in South Africa. For those of you who may not know, apartheid laws were a series of laws and legislations that were passed to segregate and discriminate against blacks, mixed races, and people of Pakistani and Indian origins. They couldn't marry white people.
What?
They couldn't vote and even forced to live in designated areas.
What the fuck? I don't normally pause during these sort of videos, but what the that shit just frustrates. Like, not 1992 wasn't even that long ago either, which is crazy.
Appreciated in Britain is the fact that before the diamond and gold industries started the influx of coloured labour, South Africa was a white man's country. There, the white man is the native, not the black.
Still,
Just
the
ridiculous.
African National Congress, the party led by Nelson Mandela, had lobbied that South Africa be allowed into the World Cup. And the ICC agreed on one condition.
Shout out to the man.
They wanted a positive outcome on the referendum to end apartheid.
Really?
It was a referendum in which 2.8 million white South Africans were gonna determine the future of 22 million people of other races.
What the fuck?
The problem was that this referendum was to take place during the World Cup tournament. So a compromise was reached. South Africa would play in the World Cup, but they would be sent back mid-tournament if the referendum didn't succeed.
The fact that there was a referendum going on in South Africa, so we were not yet a democracy, because we were told as a team that if the referendum is no, we'll actually we'll be ejected from the tournament. It was halfway through the tournament.
That's crazy.
22 years of cricket exile and possibly the last few games they will ever get to play on an international stage.
And you notice how every single cricket player in this team is white as well.
Absolutely no pressure, right?
It was that this could be our last game. We could have to go back home.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the South African cricket team now, it's obviously very mixed, which is such an important thing.
We just kind of played. And
For South African cricket, I'm
They
sure.
defeated the defending champions Australia in the
Oh,
opening
don't
match.
show me this. No,
And
no,
amidst
no, no, no.
glorious run
Oh, what the Superman?
knocks,
That's a great
South
shot. It's
Africa,
my type of shot right there.
Against all odds, had made it to the semi-finals.
Wow.
But whether they actually got to play the semi-finals was to be decided in the
Alan Border?
referendum to be voted just before the semis.
Oh.
And in that referendum, 68.72% people had said yes. Apartheid had ended and the country was
Hey!
reborn.
Never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression, of one by another.
The stage was set
Hey.
for the South African cricket team to win it all and bring it home as the perfect gift for the inauguration of this new South Africa.
Hey, look at all the fans,
And so
man.
started the match.
Sydney Cricket Ground, the venue for England's semi-final against South Africa.
South Africa won the toss, and in a shock to English players, commentators, and crowds, decided to ball first.
Oh.
I know what you're
Is that a
thinking.
shock?
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Well, the big deal was that there was a miraculous rule figured out by some genius to deal with rain interruptions. It was called the rain rule.
What?
Now, according to the rule, in case of rain, the least productive overs from the side batting first were to be removed. So, for example, if you played 10 maidens in the first 50 overs and then rain reduced the chase to 40 overs, then now, as the least productive overs would be those 10 maidens,
What?
when no run was scored,
That is
the target would
stupid.
remain unchanged.
What?
Throughout this World Cup, teams had met with tragedy after tragedy after tragedy under this rule.
That is a horrible
The
rule.
most absurd one was when England bowled out Pakistan for 74.
Sheesh.
That means they had 50 overs to score 74.
Yep.
But it rained for 3 hours.
Oh
And
no.
according to the new rule, England now had to score 64
Oh.
in 16 overs.
What?
Well,
But it's still
at
pretty
least that
easy.
match was washed away.
Yeah.
But there were many such incidences where this rule had practically destroyed games.
Hmm.
It was like a plague to be avoided at all cost. And the
Good catch.
South African captain, winning the toss, decided to take it on. When asked for the reason,
Kepler not too worried about the rain?
Yeah, it is a calculated risk, but
well, the idea behind this calculated risk was that they had won all the 3 games when they chased,
Hey.
whereas they had lost 3 out of 5 when they were batting first. England, on the other hand, had won 3 out of 4 games while chasing, including one against South Africa themselves. So, South Africa decided to test their luck, especially since they would be helped by another newly minted genius level rule, the time restriction.
The time restriction.
Now, in 1992, the co-host Australia was one of the most commercialized countries when it comes to cricket.
Okay.
And because of the profit that the organizers were earning,
Bro, just quietly, last pause of the video, but this Australian kit could be the greatest Aussie kit ever. Like,
through
damn.
broadcasting rights, they had given
Damien
up
Fleming?
complete control
The hell's he
over the
doing?
match timings.
Alan Border?
So, in essence, a channel on
Hey!
TV was gonna dictate how long a match could go for. If they said that an inning should end by this time, then it should. Well, if you can't, the inning is over either ways.
The clock's just moved to 6:10 on the main scoreboard, so if that is a tactic, it's worked very well for South Africa.
That's a rule that has to be changed for the next World Cup. You can't have a side only receiving 46 overs in
Yeah.
time.
And that's exactly what the South Africans did.
Wow.
By the time the allotted hours were done, only 45 overs were bowled.
Really?
But the innings
52.
was over.
That's a horrible rule.
The ground after 45 overs. That's a disappointing aspect.
Yeah.
They only received 45
That's a
overs.
Now, do
shocking
understand,
rule.
The organizers at any point could have interfered with this
Yeah, what the heck?
and dealt with the financial complications to extend the time.
Yeah.
But that costs money.
Yeah.
And how can a trivial semi-final of a World Cup stand in the way of money? Right? So, the English team was deprived of its log overs. And South Africa just had to chase 253 in 45 overs to win. But the English team wasn't going to take this lying down. Enraged by the sheer absurdity of this rule,
Yeah.
they went on full offensive.
Oh, shit.
Wicket after wicket, very tight bowling. They were determined to make each and every ball count. And finally, when the dust settled, South Africa
Shot
was left
on.
reeling on 131 for 4
Oh.
in 27 overs.
You're in a bit of danger.
Standing in front of this enraged players were players whose careers had got a new lease on life. If they had to go down, they would go down swinging.
Swinging.
And swing they did. First, Jonty Rhodes played an electrifying 47
Jonty
runs
Rhodes.
of 31 balls, which was then followed by Macmillan and Richardson, who scored 25 runs in the next 18 balls. This left only 22
Oh, great
runs
shot.
required in 13 balls. The match was living up to everything cricket stood for. Two teams hell-bent on leaving everything in the field.
Yeah.
And then it started raining.
Oh, no.
Crowd of war here at the Sydney Cricket Ground is certainly quite steady. A very difficult situation for the umpires. It's getting heavier by the second.
As the South African players slowly ambled back to the pavilion, seemingly hoping that they could just stay there, just for some more time. The whole world was glued to their TVs, waiting with bated breath, hoping that all the players could come back out again, hoping that they could just start exactly where they left off.
Yeah.
A match like this deserved to be decided on the field, didn't it?
Not one person's going to leave the Sydney Cricket Ground.
But the broadcasting channel had other ideas. They had a deadline to follow, you know. The match had to end by 10:10 p.m. by hook or by crook. The thing is, the competition rules had actually allowed for a reserve day.
Really?
And even though this situation didn't completely fit the norms, seeing the absurdity of this flawed rule, they could have appealed and tried to make an exception. But the host broadcasters were adamant. The match had to be finished on that day itself.
It's quite ludicrous that the captain of a team in the semi-finals should have to worry about such an imponderable. Can one forgive those that invented these rules for spoiling a world event?
Yeah.
And so it was that the rain rule was applied. And the least productive overs for England, that means two brilliant maiden overs by Pringle, would now come back and hurt them. And as if enacting a damn comedy, even this information was relayed incorrectly.
Really? Oh
The
my
crowds
God.
and players were told that they still had 7 balls left.
22 off
South
7.
African players walked into the field
Hey.
to meet this difficult but not impossible goal. And just then, they were informed that they now only had 1 ball.
What?
1 ball to score 22 runs.
What the fuck?
To say that there is only 1 ball remaining.
Wait. Wait. So they're going to say South Africa go out there for 1 ball just to lose instead of calling this match off and trying to do the rain method and trying to at least there's a rule in place to determine it. A shit rule, but determine it. Don't tell them to go out there. Why couldn't they go out there for the 7 balls? Nah, that's what money. It has a grip on every single company. It's ridiculous.
There are 7 balls remaining.
The crowds went into an
Yeah, I'd
uproar.
be fucking
The
angry.
South African batsmen were in utter disbelief. Even the English captain was arguing about the sheer
Yeah.
stupidity of the situation.
Nah, that's class. That's class there.
But
Is that Graham
none of
Gooch?
that mattered.
Yep. Is Gucci?
The decision had been made.
That's fucked up. I'd bowl them a no ball
Amid
so they get the
crowd's
chance.
jeers, a dejected Macmillan played the last ball.
That's fucked.
And the disheartened South Africans, with an equally disappointed English players, started walking back to the pavilion.
I'd be starting
The
to
clock
protest.
behind them stood still at 10:08.
Oh my god. So you're telling me they had 2 more minutes at least?
2 minutes away
Bro, who the fuck is this guy?
from the scheduled deadline.
Who is this random guy?
Deadline
What the
had
heck?
been followed. But cricket had died.
Yeah, that's pretty poor.
Still, in an outstanding show of sportsmanship, the entire South African team had come out
Hey.
to shake hands with the English players.
Hey, that's class. You know, it wasn't
And
the
for
English
sheer
fault.
love showered on them
Hey.
throughout this match and the tournament.
No, we like that.
They did a lap of honor for the crowd.
We like that.
They were disappointed, yes. But rules were rules, they said.
Yeah.
Yes, rules were rules. But these were rules made by a broadcasting company.
Yeah, ridiculous.
A dream of a resurgent cricketing power had stopped in its tracks. Just so that a channel can earn some more money. This was the story then of the day cricket was killed
Oh, bro.
at the hands of greed.
Hey. Hey, great stuff here from the man Cricket Raz, as always. He always has just incredible videos. What a great video. You know, I honestly... I mean, 1992. I was not alive. I think we can all... we all know that. I had no idea about that South African... You know, starting off with the video, I had no idea about that... What was it called? the start of the video where it was, you know, essentially just segregation and just pure racism. At the start, what was it called? I have to get the real word. Okay, I won't find it, but yeah, I had no idea that was even a thing. And then, like, for the pressure for all the players to go to the World Cup, knowing that at any stage they could get pulled out, and then they have to play a semi-final, and then the rain rule, and then told out to go there for 22 off one ball is just ridiculous. You know, it's glad that cricket, not only cricket has come a long way, but of course racism. I mean, it's still got a hell of a long way to go to improve that. That's no arguments about that. It still has a long way to go in the world for racism and equal rights and fair stuff like that. But, you know, just focusing on the cricket for a moment, thank goodness these rules. You know, there are still some pretty shit rules in cricket nowadays, but at least the DLS and stuff at least gives you an idea. At least it gives, you know, some sort of fair treatment to both teams. But hey, you know, credit to South Africa. Obviously, it would have been not only a big moment for South African cricket, but for the people of South Africa to have an entire nation cheering for something would have been just huge, you know, to kind of unite everyone in the country. But hey, great video from the man Cricket Raz. Of course, original link in the description. If there is any other videos by the man Cricket Raz I should be reacting to, let me know. Hey, that's going to cap it off, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.